The biggest challenge, I think, for me is teaching a student persistence. As an experienced navigator, I've seen the impact of what we do on the total force, the soldiers, the Marines on the ground. And so there's a sense of urgency that happens on every single sortie, because you know that anything could happen any day. And I've seen many times where people said no, it's impossible, it can't be done. And I've seen them get the fuel, support the mission, and people went home. And so the biggest challenge is to get a student to take what seems like a minor issue and to aggressively pursue a solution. And so we teach that sense of urgency. There's probably twice as much training that happens off the aircraft as on the aircraft. Taking them through simulators and giving them what we would call on-the-job training. There is no trial period for a navigator. Combat standards means you go out in the field and you execute flawlessly. When we say you're going to be somewhere at 3 o'clock, you're there at 3 o'clock. When we say you're going to be there, we don't mean you're going to be a mile away, you're going to be 2 miles away. We mean you're right on the spot. So for a navigator, combat tolerances mean being exactly where you need to be at exactly the right time. When our aircraft is flying where it should be at the right time, it makes all the difference in the world to the troops on the ground. And what they're looking for is not just mission success, but they're looking to go home to their families. And so when we provide the support that we do, men and women of the armed forces not only are successful in their mission, but they go home to their families. I've deployed twice in support of OIF and OEF, and once in support of Southern Command. Many of our squadrons have been doing this indefinitely for the last 10, 12 years. During a flight, they have no time to rest. In fact, most people would say the navigator is the busiest person on the aircraft. And for us, at least, as instructors, we will introduce anything we can. And the point is to keep them as distracted as possible so that they can handle 10 things at once when they need to, and that's in combat. I know names of people who are home today because of the support that we gave them. There are people that I work with who are working literally 24/7 to make sure that folks on the ground go home alive and in one piece. The biggest thanks is when the next time somebody goes out in the fight, they call you up and they say, hey, are you guys going to be flying? That's probably the biggest compliment, is just saying, hey, we want more of what you give. If I watch the news long enough, I turn to my wife and I say, oh, I was there for that. Yeah, that guy's home because of what we did. Those are the things you can talk about. But the other side to it is just the silent knowing that nothing ever happened because you were there. And that's probably, at the end of the day, what we're all working for.